Tim, thanks for joining me from Colorado, and it's great to have you back on the InvestorStream again. You've reported an updated reserves and resources statement for your Pathfinder Field. You've reported a barrels of oil equivalent number of 182 million barrels equivalent, which by anyone's measure is a lot of oil. Can you give us a quick summary of the key numbers in the report? And can you explain for the uninitiated what a P90 resource actually means?
Sure, Alex, and thanks for having me back. Yeah, at a high level, the P90 means there's a 90% probability that the resource is that much or larger. And so although recoverability is not a certainty, there's a very high degree of confidence that based on all available engineering data that we can recover 182 million barrels of oil equivalent. And barrels of oil equivalent is great, and certainly places this field right up there as a decent-sized onshore U.S. oil and gas field. I mean, 182 million barrels of oil equivalent, as you said, is a lot of oil, and it's an exceptionally valuable asset, no doubt. I mean, if you do the math at today's oil prices, the gross value is in excess of $10 billion. But if you break the data in the R&R report down, you can see that we have about 60 million barrels of oil and 609 billion cubic feet of gas. But if you have a look at the reserves category, which is basically when the hydrocarbon resource is classified as present, economic, and there is a plan in place to develop within a reasonable time frame, then we have approximately 4 million barrels of oil and 32.3 billion cubic feet of gas, which has an NPV of nearly 34 million US dollars. So not a bad result.
Okay, Tim, so the gas. In other parts of the US, you can't give it away, literally. You now have a field of around 609 billion cubic feet of gas, as you mentioned, and I believe that's another increase. Why is the market in this part of the US different from, say, the Permian, where you have to pay to get rid of the gas?
We're in a pocket of Colorado where there's a lack of infrastructure, but a high demand for gas for local industry. And there's also been a shift away from coal for some time now. And this shift is certainly playing a role in the need for the gas resource here in Florence. Lots of interest from industry in tapping the field, and we're working hard in locking in the binding offtake agreements. And I'm really confident that we're not too far away here.
Okay, so just turning back to the oil, how does FPL quickly and cost effectively grow its oil production?
We leverage the fact that the field is a stacked play field with the historical core production being oil from the Pierre Formation. And the Pierre is the most shallow formation in the field. And our Pierre drilling campaign will start immediately following permit approvals for our next 4 wells. And hopefully all 4, will demonstrate that we've got plenty of shallow targets to go after. 2 of the wells up dip from our current drilling locations have produced in excess of 1.5 million barrels just from the 2 wells. So well number 42 produced over 1 million barrels, and well number 49 has produced over 620,000 barrels. And, there's a lot more of these just waiting to be tapped, and our seismic shows we're right on the top of something really great. So keep an eye on the progress on these next series of wells.
Tim, really appreciate you joining me again, and we look forward to the next update. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Alex.